to show me and asked me, this is how it is. If you need a solar, you know. So I told him, no, I can't have that because for the people who appear in this book, the book is very dear. So we have to provide that quality aspect. So what the printer did was he agreed to reprint free of charge, that means reprint at their cost. Meanwhile, they gave 60 copies of this book for us to run the function. That is why this book became free of charge. That means this book is not to be paid. So what you have is the one with a mix of color and non-color picture. The final copy will be all grayscale, all black and white. Now, since you are with the book, I thought I'd just draw your attention to page 56. If you look at page 56, it is a set of newspaper articles which majority of you had a nice time in hostel when people like Ansari was helping you fix the food problem and issues. My time in the hostel, they abruptly closed the kitchen and we had no food for a while. And when we had no food, a bunch of students were on hunger strike. And if you look at that page, there is a nice photograph of a gentleman in specs. He is the one sitting in the last table there, Mr. Supaya. So he was the champion. Can you stand, Mr. Supaya? So that he is fondly known as Chibu Supaya at our time. So there was several of them went out to estates, brought the members to the hostel to fight this issue. We also had a whole lot of reporters who came at one time. People like Supaya was in the front line. I was hiding at the back. I was not one of them in front. Because I was scared that I would lose my scholarship or I would lose my university seat. So I didn't want that. True enough, we were all called to the moot court of the university. You see, all of us, 50 plus of us were called to the court in the university, given a reprimand and sent back. So that is the news there. So the last thing before I hand over the mic, a few of you came up and asked, like, how did we manage this function without additional collection? Now, when we first started working on the book, we thought at most 50 books would be sold. So all the costing was done based on 50 to 70 books, which would be 32 ringgit per book. Now, when we started taking the orders, we had sponsored and personal copies. The orders went up to 350 books. So we sold 350 books among the network, which means the quantity went up a lot. Now the publisher got excited and said, I'm going to put 250 books at my own cost and put it in the bookshops. And he's going to give us back 10% of the royalty of what he sold. So the book has got a little bit of lifeline. So now, having said all that, the price of printing came down substantially. See, when we first sold, it was 35. The bookshop price is 42. But when the cost came down, we had surplus money which we could use for the function. So that is why this became And on top of that, we had some good Samaritans, good members who paid 300 each, and that's why you get the beer. And you have another member who brought 2 bottles of whiskey. That is not from the book collection. That is all from people's sponsor. Okay, thank you. Let me pass on the mic.